Could you imagine what it could have been if we didn't have the witch hunt? You said it. I won't say it because it's a terrible word. So I will not say that this guy said if we didn't have the bull. That's right.
That came early in the night, the president ripping the Russian matter, telling that big crowd in North Carolina he could have gotten a lot more done if not for that probe. My next guest was there last night, North Carolina Republican Senator Thom Tillis, a member of the Judiciary Committee. Senator, how you doing, and good morning to you. Give us a sense of the room last night in Greenville, North Carolina first.
Well, there was a lot of energy. In fact, I rode with the president in the motorcade from the airport, and the streets were lined with supporters. And in the venue, there was a lot of great support for President Trump, and I think the president did a good job of trying to cut through some of the media obfuscations and make a case to the American people.
What do you think about the point he was just making there, making the case that if not for the Russian matter, we'd be a lot further along now? Where would we be?
I think he's right. I think that my colleagues in the House are really trying to beat a dead horse. The special counsel concluded there was no collusion and no obstruction, and yet if you look at their committee calendars and what they're doing over there, it has nothing to do with productive results for the American people. It has nothing to do with job creation. It has nothing to do with lowering the cost of health care. It has everything to do with their fixation on what I do believe the president appropriately calls a witch hunt. They searched for a witch, they didn't find it, move on.
All right. In addition to that, apparently the Michael Cohen case has been closed. We're going to see some documents out of the Southern District here in New York in about 2 hours from now. But it was clear that he was going to single out these 4 Democrats in the House that he's been going back and forth with for a while, but really heated up in the last few days. Here is Ilhan Omar and the president going there last night.
Representative Omar blamed the United States for the terrorist attacks on our country. Omar minimized the September 11th attacks on our homeland, saying some people did something. I don't think so. Some people did something.
It was around that same moment she looks down with contempt on the hardworking Americans, saying that ignorance is pervasive in many parts of this country. And that goes back to the whole deplorable comment. The media seems to be rather focused on the chants in the crowd last night when they said, send her back. You heard that, I'm assuming, and what did you think when that happened?
Well, look, anytime you get into a crowd like that, you've got a lot of supporters. They're going to say what they want to say. But I think we have to go back to something. It was on your prior segment that Omar has just proposed yesterday, and that is support for sanctions against Israel. And even worse, as she's describing why people should support it, she said it's analogous to the sanctions against Nazi Germany. I can't think of anything more audacious than that statement about the Jewish community in the United States and our great friends and allies in Israel. We've got to shift the attention back to some of the positions that they're taking that are extreme. Now, the media here in Capitol Hill only want to talk about parsing the president's words. I'm not going to answer a question of them unless they come back and talk about the things that actually lit this candle. And it's the extreme positions taken by AOC, Omar, and the so-called gang.
If that's the case, then you keep it on policy, right?
And you
exactly. keep it above being personal. But you're running for re-election. This is your home state. And the people in that arena are being characterized as racist. You're going to face questions about this. To them, what do you say, Senator?
Well, I refuse to take that bait. This is about people who want to change America. This is about people who have a socialist vision for the United States. What I'm going to talk about is record low unemployment, particularly among minorities and women. I'm going to talk about regulatory burdens being taken off of business. I'm going to talk about a stronger position with China, NATO paying their fair share, and the litany of things that we've accomplished in the time that the president's been in power, and Republicans have a majority, and previously in the House and now in the Senate. There are a lot of results out there, and sooner or later, I think this back and forth, people are going to get tired of. They want to talk about results, and I think when they understand what we've done, they're going to elect us back in majorities, and they're going to re-elect the president.
Well, that's why we have elections. Sir, thank you for your time. I hope you come back. Thom Tillis, the Republican from North Carolina. Thank you for your time. 20 past.